On a cold autumn morning in Boston, Massachusetts, billionaire Evelyn Harper, the 44-year-old founder of one of America's largest charitable foundations, made an unusual decision. Tired of polished presentations and carefully prepared reports about poverty, she wanted to see how ordinary people treated someone who appeared to have nothing. Wearing a faded gray hoodie, worn jeans, and old sneakers, she left behind her luxury car, expensive jewelry, and personal security team. Carrying only a small backpack, she walked through the city as if she were homeless. Most people avoided eye contact. Some hurried past without a word. Others looked at her with suspicion. A few restaurant employees politely asked her to leave before customers complained. By early afternoon, Evelyn had not eaten a single meal. For the first time in decades, she experienced the loneliness that so many struggling people faced every day. Across the street stood Marcus Johnson, a 38-year-old black single father working long hours as a city bus mechanic. Since losing his wife to illness 4 years earlier, every dollar he earned went toward raising his 8-year-old daughter, Nia. Their apartment was small, their budget was tight, but Marcus never allowed hardship to steal his kindness. That afternoon, Marcus sat on a park bench during his lunch break. Inside a simple paper bag was the only meal he could afford that day: a homemade turkey sandwich, an apple, and a bottle of water packed by Nia before school. He noticed Evelyn sitting alone nearby, quietly rubbing her hands to stay warm. Without hesitation, Marcus walked over. "Ma'am," he said gently, "you look hungry." Evelyn smiled politely. "I'll be okay." Marcus shook his head. "No one should go through the day without eating." He handed her his sandwich and the bottle of water. "What about you?" she asked. He laughed softly. "I've skipped lunch before." Just then, Nia arrived with her school's aftercare group walking through the park. She ran toward her father. "Dad!" Marcus hugged her warmly. Nia noticed the empty lunch bag. "You gave your lunch away again, didn't you?" Marcus smiled. "Someone needed it more." Instead of complaining, Nia reached into her backpack and pulled out 2 homemade oatmeal cookies. "I packed these for us," she said proudly. She handed one to her father and the other to Evelyn. Tears quietly formed in Evelyn's eyes. For the first time all day, someone had treated her with dignity instead of pity. She thanked them, never revealing who she truly was. As the sun began to set over Boston, Evelyn silently wondered how a man with so little could give away everything he had. The following Monday, Marcus reported to work expecting another ordinary day repairing city buses. Instead, he was called to the conference room. Waiting inside was the company's owner, several executives, local reporters, and Evelyn Harper. This time she wore an elegant navy business suit. Marcus stared in confusion. "I know you," he said. Evelyn smiled warmly. "Yes, I'm the woman from the park." She explained her social experiment to everyone in the room. "For one day, I lived as someone with nothing." She paused. "Hundreds of people walked past me, but only one person shared his entire meal." She looked directly at Marcus. "A father who couldn't even afford another lunch." The room became completely silent. Evelyn continued. "I've spent years donating millions of dollars. But last Friday, a mechanic and his daughter reminded me what generosity truly looks like." She turned toward little Nia, who had been invited with her school principal. "You gave me one of your cookies." Nia smiled shyly. "My dad says kindness always comes back." Evelyn nodded. He was right. She handed Marcus a folder. Inside was a letter offering him the position of Director of Community Outreach at her national foundation, complete with a salary that would change his family's future. Marcus looked overwhelmed. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes," Evelyn replied with a smile. She also announced a scholarship fund in Nia's name that would pay for her education through college. The room erupted into applause. Reporters quickly shared the story across America. Headlines read, "Black single dad shares his last meal. Billionaire changes his life." Marcus accepted the opportunity, but before leaving the stage, he spoke into the microphone. "I didn't help because I expected a reward. I helped because hunger doesn't care who you are." The audience stood for a long ovation. Later that evening, Marcus and Nia sat together eating pizza in their small apartment. Nia looked at her father. "So, are we rich now?" Marcus laughed. "We're richer than we were." "Why?" He smiled. "Because kindness opened a door that money never could." Outside the apartment window, Boston city lights sparkled across the harbor. Inside, a father and daughter shared a simple meal once again, proving that the greatest wealth is not found in a bank account, but in a heart willing to give even when it has very little.